think it's just kind of a sad view of human existence, right? It doesn't objectively matter if we commit suicide or not.
I've met many.
It's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
It might be right. It might be just a rational way of looking at the world.
Well, life is sad also, but I'm not anybody to tell that. Like, I would never tell that to somebody. That's just my beliefs.
Yeah.
I'll never come up to a person and say, you don't matter.
Yeah.
Objectively.
Thanks so much for coming over today. So the question that we're asking right now, if you saw the sign, what's the purpose of life? What are your thoughts on that, Alan? Purpose of life. I'll just hold it like this. You can, it can pick us both up from here.
Yeah, I do not know.
Okay.
I think a good part of the purpose of life is to seek joy and whimsy. The world is a very unpredictable, strange, peculiar place. And the more you look around, the more you realize how peculiar life is. And I'll say just like enjoy the strangeness and the unexplainability of life. There doesn't need to be an answer. I'm ambivalent towards religion. I have gone in and out of it. My family is religious. I actually converted to Orthodox Christianity of my own accord. And I have a lot of respect for that religion. But again, I found that it's not for me.
Orthodox Christianity?
Yeah. Religion as a whole.
I'm interested to hear what you think about this idea of there being a purpose in life. At first, it sounded like you said there's no answer, but we should try and pursue things that we enjoy, and creative outlets like art are a great way to do that, right?
It's an option. Like, it's out there. You can do it.
Okay.
At the end of the day, there's like nobody to tell you what you should do and what you...
Okay.
And what your purpose in life is or should be.
Gotcha. So no way there's no one out there that definitively says this is what your purpose in life is.
So I think.
Yeah.
So I think.
Okay. Yeah. So just help me. Just tell me if I'm understanding where you're coming from. So if we use an analogy, for example, like let's talk about football. The goal of the game is to score the most points, right?
Yes.
And that's actually the goal of the game, no matter what the players think. If the players think the goal is to score, to spin the most circles, or to pull up the grass, they're incorrect about that. The actual goal of the game is to score the most points. Does life have an actual goal like that, you think?
Like a game?
Like a real goal. Is there a real goal in life that exists no matter what people think?
I don't know.
We all just kind of pick our own goals to chase after, and there's no actual goal to this thing.
There's a lot of goals that people pursue, like being rich, being successful.
I think they pick, right?
Yeah.
Just chase after that.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing to chase, but it's not an ultimate goal of life. And
or not even an actual goal in life itself. Like we can pick all these goals for ourselves to chase after, but that's different than this game we call life having an actual goal to it. Right? Like in football, the players can pick to pursue all kinds of goals, right? But there is an actual goal to the game. Right? Yeah. And that's the goal of the game, regardless of their opinions about it. So does life have an actual goal in your mind, Alan?
No, not like that.
Okay.
I think not like that. I think there's like so many different type of people that it's kind of impossible to say that all of them are looking towards the same like goalposts.
Oh, well, they're definitely not looking towards the same goal. Yeah, that's for sure.
And I don't know. I think humanity is made in such a way that like everybody's pursuing something different. I think that's a good thing. I think that's what makes us unique.
Okay.
As a species.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's impossible to doubt that different people are pursuing different things, right? Certainly everyone doesn't agree on what goals they should chase after in life, right? But are you saying then that, yes, people have different goals, but there is no actual goal to life?
Let's just say it like that, yes.
Okay. And if life has no actual goal, then nothing we do in life actually matters, right?
I think it does.
You think so?
Yeah.
So tell me how that works then, because in a game, let's just talk about football again. If there is no goal in football, it doesn't matter what the players do, right? It doesn't matter if they throw an interception or if they throw a touchdown pass. I mean, because the game has no goal. So what they do in it doesn't make a difference, good or bad, right?
Maybe if you're looking at it from the outside, it looks meaningless. But when you're that person, like I think it matters. Whatever you're doing, I think it matters to you.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, I mean, some things definitely matter to us, right? But that's different than it actually mattering.
I mean, that's just, I think it's a perspective thing. You should worry about your own perspective. Don't worry about like outside perspective on life.
Like an objective perspective.
Yeah, an objective perspective. Because I don't think there is one. I don't think anybody alive has an objective perspective.
Okay. Yeah, so if I'm understanding what you're saying, life, in your view, has no actual goal.
Yeah.
And so nothing we do in life objectively matters. it
sure.
matters to us. Some things matter to us personally, right?
Yeah, you can say subjectively matters.
Yeah, subjectively matters.
Yeah,
it matters in our heads.
Yeah, when you say subjectively matters, that I feel like it reduces it.
It does.
Yeah, it matters. It matters in our heads, but like I think just the fact that it matters for us, we're human beings. We're designed in a way that things matter for us.
Okay.
I think you shouldn't take it any further than that. Feels like it matters, then it should matter.
Okay.
That's what I feel about it.
And so it'd be kind of like if a football player says this game has no goal. What makes me, what I enjoy personally is just spinning in the most circles, and so I'm going to chase after that. It doesn't objectively matter in the game whether they spin in circles or not, but it matters to them personally. It matters in their heads. They enjoy it, and so they're just going to do that, right? That's kind of like the way things matter in life. It doesn't objectively matter because there's no real goal to life.
Yeah.
It just matters in our heads. We might enjoy certain things personally, like certain things personally, right?
Yes.
So in life, it doesn't objectively matter if someone works hard to discover a cure for cancer or if they sit around on the couch all day like a lazy bum, because there's no real goal to life, right? These things might be important in our heads. It might matter to us subjectively. It doesn't actually matter because there's no goal to this game.
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Am I capturing your view correctly?
It doesn't capture my view.
How would you describe it?
I don't think it's an equal thing to sit on the couch and to seek the cure for cancer.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
But the point is that if life has no goal.
If you go like the logical chain.
No goal, nothing matters.
Well, it's not what I believe.
So you believe that life has no goal.
I don't think it can be defined.
But some things you do in the game still matter? How does that work exactly? How could a football player's actions matter if there was no goal to the game?
I mean, I can see where you're taking the conversation, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
it can. I think you're right. It can matter to us personally.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually make a difference what we do.
I think that matters to you and matters to you. Let's talk about curing cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it matters. Like, I don't think there's that big even a separation of what matters to you and what matters to, like, you say objectively, but like, who's looking at it objectively? Literally, it matters to somebody, so then it still matters.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
It matters to the people who have cancer.
Right, yeah, subjectively matters, but it doesn't objectively matter. Objectively, our lives are purposeless and unimportant.
Or here's what I'll say about that. I say that I have no judgment of what objectively matters, because I'm not a god. I'm just human. I'll care about what matters to me, what matters to the people that are close to me, what matters to my friends, and the like.
Okay.
So, because I think you should take care about your own business, your own reality, and then the good will happen.
Yeah, that's fair, Alan. Yeah, so basically you would say maybe life doesn't objectively matter, but it matters to me and it matters to other people personally, and that's all I care about. So just kind of get on with it, right?
That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I can see where you're coming from with that. I guess I would ask, like, if somebody doesn't want to live, their life doesn't matter to them, and they don't care if it matters to other people, then why wouldn't they just take their life, right? Why not commit suicide? Because it's not like their life really matters. There's no real purpose in life. They don't objectively matter. What they do doesn't objectively matter. And so if it doesn't subjectively matter to them, why not kill themselves? What would be wrong with that?
I think intuitively, hearing about somebody who wants to kill themselves it's like, it takes people aback. I think it is hard-coded into human nature to not want that to happen to other people.
Yeah.
So I think it's still bad.
Yeah.
So you feel like it is bad?
I think it's just kind of a sad view of human existence, right? It doesn't objectively matter if we commit suicide or not.
I've met many.
It's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
It might be right. It might be just a rational way of looking at the world.
Well, life is sad also, but I'm not anybody to tell that. Like, I would never tell that to somebody. That's just my beliefs.
Yeah.
I'll never come up to a person and say, you don't matter, objectively.
Sure,
right?
yeah.
Especially if they're in that kind of state of mind. I'll be very destructive, to reach that boat.
Yeah. It is kind of a sad, doesn't it feel like kind of a sad way to view humanity, to view ourselves, to view our lives, that the only importance they have is in our heads, and the only purpose our life has is in our heads, that we don't objectively matter, that we have no objective purpose? How does that make you feel personally?
Neutral.
Neutral, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Kind of makes me sad to think about that.
Because life, I mean, you look,
I don't know, I personally think it's hard to be happy if that's what we truly believe about life. If we really think that our life is vain.
I think when you have a level of such an understanding, but you decide to persevere through it, it can make you a stronger person. 'Cause if life doesn't matter, but you choose to make it matter anyway, that can like prepare you for bigger challenges in the future.
Yeah, that's a good point. It could make you psychologically stronger, right?
Yeah.
Persevere through something like that. I think it still makes you sadder, though, to believe that your life and the life of other people and the things you do don't have objective significance or importance. It's all just in our heads, right? And if somebody doesn't care about this stuff, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't objectively matter if they just kill themselves, right? If they just take their lives. I personally think that that's a sad, if not depressing, view of reality and of humanity.
Well, like I said, I'm in no authority to tell other people what their life means. I was telling you. You asked me about what I think about the purpose of life.
Yeah.
Now telling you about how I see it. I don't think
I appreciate that.
I don't think everybody should see the way I see it. It's like people won't look at life the same way. But you know, I've met many of folks who've they've avoided committing suicide because they found a relief in religion.
Sure.
I've met many of folk like that, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
So this is where it gets religious. I know we were talking a little bit about, before we started this conversation, one of the reasons why we call this the public theology show, theology has to do with beliefs about God, is because a lot of these big worldview questions, we ask all kinds of questions out here, often come back to our beliefs about God. And a lot of people do turn to religion to find some way to actually believe in real purpose and real significance in life, right? And one of the reasons why, if God exists, life can have real purpose and meaning is because if God exists, then that means there's a highest good in life. So if you think of football, the highest good is to have the most points, right?
Yes.
And so the goal of the game is to score the most points, and some things in the game actually matter in life. That it matters if you throw a touchdown pass versus an interception. Similarly in life, if there's a perfectly good creator of all things, then that's the highest good. He's the highest good. And so, as a Christian, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
In the Christian tradition, the idea is that God's the highest good. And so the goal of life is to glorify God and to enjoy him forever. And some things in life actually matter in light of that, right? It's not just in our heads. The importance of life isn't just in our heads. It is objectively important because there's an objective purpose. It's glorifying God. It's enjoying him. He's the highest good.
That is
right?
good.
So if there is no God, though, right, then it seems like there is no highest good and life has no real purpose or real importance, right? Our life, objectively at least, is vain. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So you can probably see why it's so significant whether God exists or not, right? It makes a big difference for our own lives.
It's very ecclesiastical. Ecclesiastes type.
Oh yeah, for sure,
thing.
for sure. Yeah, I'm curious, because you kind of have a religious background, right? What have you ever encountered any compelling reasons for believing that God might actually exist and therefore life might actually have purpose and significance?